members out there. This is Mr. Michael. This is Municipal Administration N6, and we are still making a continuation of Module 5, whereby Module 5 we said is all about the role of a municipal manager in municipal personnel administration. And here, as we said, according to the Local Government Transition Act, together with the Municipal Systems Act, they all prescribe that it's the work of a municipal manager to ensure that he or she provides the required services to the people in a municipality equitably, impartially, fairly, and without any bias. And for that case, therefore, as a public manager, a municipal manager should ensure application of the 6 administrative processes and the other functional activities of personnel administration. Last time, I remember we looked at 3, so we are just making continuation of them. Remember, we said there are 6. So we said first one, looked at the first one being policy making. Second one was about organization function. Of a manager. Number 3, financial function of a manager. Then number 4, we are going to look at the municipal managers. Role of personnel matters. The municipal manager's role in personnel matters. And then first we shall look at number 5 when time allows. Number 5 is all about the municipal manager's role. The municipal manager's contribution. In service method, in the municipal manager's contribution in service methods and also procedures. Service methods and procedures. Yes. So I remember last time we stopped when we looked at number 3. We started by looking at number 1. Last time we looked at number 2, 3. So today let us look at number 4 and then number 5. Number 4 is all about the municipal manager's role. The municipal manager's role in personnel matters. Now, it's the responsibility of the municipality manager to make sure that he or she employs the workforce which is up to the standard in accordance with the qualification is, yes, in their respective posts that they are assigned to. So for this case, therefore, because of this, the municipal manager is the duty and the responsibility of the municipal manager to make sure that the qualities of the personnel and the qualities of the workforce or the qualities of the workers and the officials being employed to serve in their respective posts as assigned is up to date. And for this case, it's the responsibility of these officials having qualified to be posted in the responsibilities as drafted by the municipal administration to make sure that they maintain the quality and the standard of the services provided as required by the municipal council and as also expected by the public. So the municipal manager therefore does this through the following ways. One of them is the responsibility of the municipal manager to make sure that he or she considers and analyzes the salaries, of these officials. Remember, officials, these officials determine how loyal these salaries will determine how loyal these officials will be towards the municipal manager and the higher authorities plus their subordinates. So this is the requirement of the municipal manager to make sure that he considers and also analyzes the salaries obtained by each one of these officials to make sure that he reinforces them and also motivates them to work hard in accordance to how the services should be rendered. Then number two is also the responsibility of this municipal manager to make sure that he ensures staff development. Staff development means this municipal manager should put across structures and also measures to make sure that he enriches his officials by advising them always to go for further studies and also creating for them ways on how to add on how to create more awareness as far as knowledge and skills is concerned, maybe by attending workshops, by attending conferences and also seminars. Then number three is also the responsibility of the municipal manager, to make sure that he ensures updation of the matters, updation of the personnel, in accordance to the current personnel matters on ground. He does this by always consulting the Labor Relations Office for more enlightenment about how best he should deal with his officials. Then number next here is the responsibility of the municipal manager to make sure that he or she organizes what we call performance appraisals. So he should maintain these performance appraisals. Sometimes these are called merit rates. So they should be always organized, analyzed, and also maintained as a form of making a follow-up, as a form of making a progressive follow-up to see how best his officials are performing. And also it helps in the recognition of his staff members' achievements to work hard. Then next is also his responsibility, the municipal the municipal manager, to make sure that he organizes training programs. As a way of enriching his staff to make sure that they are up to date with the day-to-day activities of the municipality, to make sure that they provide the services in an accountable manner. Now let us look at number 5. This has been number 4. Number 5. Let us look at number 5. Remember, these are what we call the administrative processes of a municipal manager and their respective functional activities of personnel administration. Number 5 is about the municipal managers. Contribution. Contribution in service methods and procedures. Yes. According to the the Constitution together with the Local Government Transition Act plus the Municipal Systems Act and the Municipal Structures Act. They unanimously agree that it is the responsibility of the municipal manager to make sure that he or she manages the finances of the municipality. Remember always, municipalities are seen always having limited finances to make sure that they render all the required services in accordance to the agitations and also the expectations of the public. But it's the responsibility of this municipal manager to make sure that he ensures application of an efficient, effective, accountable, and also economical methods and procedures when services are being rendered, to make sure that he minimizes unnecessary expenditure of the services or of the resources, I mean the financial resources of the municipality. Now, the municipal manager does this especially by considering the following duties. One of them is the responsibility of the municipal manager to make sure that he carries out regular surveys, to make sure that he carries out regular surveys by making a follow-up on how municipal expenditures are being made and how or to what extent people are getting services as they expect them. Then number next is also the responsibility of the municipal administration regarding this administrative process to make sure that he or she evaluates the methods and the procedures. He or she evaluates the methods and the procedures being used or applied by especially the chief officials. The ones you can call the heads of departments in their respective departments. If really they tally and conform with the requirements of both the council and also as expected by the people in the public. Then number next is the role of the municipal council under this administrative process of the municipal manager, under this administrative process to make sure that he attends meetings. These can be council meetings, they can be meetings of the officials, heads of departments, in their respective departments, or councils, or meetings organized in the public, especially, for example, the ward meetings. Of the wards, to make sure that he takes part, he becomes part of the proposals being suggested by members in the public pertaining the methods and also procedures being used when services are being rendered, by both using the internal mechanisms and external mechanisms when rendering them. Then in number next is also the duty of the municipal manager to make sure that he motivates, he or she motivates the heads of departments or the chief officials. He motivates them especially by ensuring, for example, salary increment as a form of reinforcing them to work harder by applying the latest or the current technologies, especially when rendering services to the people. Thank you so much. Next time we shall look at the sixth one, the last one. Remember we said the sixth. Next time we shall look at the sixth one. Thank you so much. Because of time, let's stop there for today.